The inspo for this dish came from Yvette, who works at FMTV. I know, right? It's an amazing channel. It's like the Netflix of health. Get in there. It's amazing. And she wrote it on the list of things that I should make. And I was like, oh, kimchi pancakes. Never done that before. She goes, yeah, they're amazing. They're normally made with yucky ingredients and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this is for you, my friend, and for you at home as well, because this is epic, and I'm so glad she suggested it. I'm just so stoked. So you're going to need some kimchi. Now remember, these are pancakes, so it's kimchi pancakes, but they're not like the sweet maple syrup, ice cream, and all the things. These are completely opposite. These are incredibly good for you. They have a depth to them, and I think it's because of the kimchi, right? The kimchi just really brings it home. So these are a savory pancake, and they're divine, and they're very, very, very simple. So firstly, I have my barbecue plate on, right? It's there, and I'm just imagining myself at home, and I have a barbecue, which is awesome. You might not have a barbecue. You might just have a normal frying pan. Totally fine. I love to cook like this because it's easy to wash up, and I love easy things to do because I don't want to do dishes and all the things, right? I just put it on the barbecue and off we go. This is what you need. You need some flour, which I've got some gluten-free flour that already has a raising agent in there, so I don't need to add a raising agent in there. If you were to buy just a normal gluten-free flour without the raising agent, you can add 1 teaspoon of bicarb or baking soda or baking powder, one of those. You're going to need a bowl. And what else do we need? Some water, which we have on tap here, and some flour. So I'm going to put the flour in my bowl. And I'm going to cut up these amazing spring onions, which have just come out of the garden actually. And I'm just taking the roots off, and the spring onions are going to give it a really yummy flavour, adding to the kimchi. Spring onions are lovely and sweet and delicious. There's something about them. They're just delicious. So you're just going to cut these into little ringlets. Okay. All ready to go. Just run your knife through if there's any chunky bits around. You're going to need a whisk and some salt and pepper. Remember, these are savoury pancakes, which is awesome. And you want to make a batter with this flour, just like you would a pancake at home, but what you use at home would be milk or a nut milk or something like that. So we're using water. Make sure you get all these lumps out. I can hear the rain. And every time it rains, it makes me happy because every farmer is having some water on their veggies. And I think it's a beautiful thing. Also makes me feel very cozy as well. So have a look at my pancake batter. That's the consistency you want to get. Depending on your flour, okay? So I've used a really great mix of flours, which I bought, which is a Bob Red Mills brand, and it already has a raising agent in there. You might have another brand and you might need less water, or you might need water. It just depends, but you're after this battery consistency. And make sure you get all those lumps out. Okay, I'm going to add my spring onions. Put that aside. I'm going to get my kimchi. Now this is just a homemade kimchi. To buy kimchi, make sure you buy something from a health food store or from an artisan down at a farmer's market, because a lot of the kimchis out there are filled with fish sauce and a really crappy soy sauce. So really look for something in its purest form. A kimchi should be just salt and vegetables, a little bit of ginger sometimes, a little bit of turmeric, and that's kind of really it. It's in that kind of Whole Foods range. It's not full of fish sauce or, you know, a really poor quality soy sauce. Beautiful colour from the chili. So just run your knife through. Okay. It's going to go into here. How easy is this? This makes a great snack. Or if you're really transitioning into a value system around whole food, this is something to really kickstart that process because it's easy and it's delicious. And easy is the key. Now give that a really good mix. And look at the colour coming through. Now notice how there's no egg in there, there's no dairy in there. Really easy ingredients. Very fast on the run ingredients. Very, very fast recipe. Taste. Oh, yum. I need a bit more salt and a bit more pepper, and you probably will too. Give it another stir. And let's go over to our barbecue plate. Now it is smoking. And the last thing I want to do is pour oil all over that. It's just really unnecessary. So this is a little trick that I've learned over the years with cooking, which is great. I'm passing this on to you because a lot of people just think, oh, they need a lot of oil. So I grab a couple of paper towels and some coconut oil if I can undo it. And I hope it's coconut oil. Wait for it, wait for it. Yes, it is. And I just pour some of that on here and just rub my barbecue plate. And yes, it is smoking and I want it to be quite hot. But it's not going to be as hot as you think, because when I put these pancakes on there, you'll notice they won't burn. It's pretty deceiving cast iron. Okay. Smoking, baby. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes? Good. Just make them nice and big too. Yum. Okay. Now we want them to go nice and brown on the bottom, so a couple of minutes on each side is enough. Oh, yum. Let these cook, okay? Allow it on low. It's smoking a little bit, but it's not burning, trust me. Let me show you. Burning? Nope. Great. So they're just going to cook. And I want to make this a lovely little dipping sauce to go with this. Oh, you're going to love this. Some fresh ginger, which I have just here. Some lovely ginger. What I like to do with my ginger, and I encourage you also at home to do this, is don't peel it. Just give it a good wash and grate it. Now these are great graters. Get it? Hear the joke? Hear the thunder and the joke all at the same time. These are great graters. They do things nice and fine. They're called a microplane. They're lovely. It's a bit of a chef's tool, but you can get them out there. Now they're still cooking over there. I'm not panicking. It's on a low heat. I know my pan. You know, I know my barbecue plate. I know my stove. So get comfortable with your stove and your frying pan or grill or barbecue plate. Okay, add that beautiful fresh ginger. You're going to need some onboshi plum vinegar, tamari, maple syrup, and lastly for that savoury component, some beautiful sesame seed oil. And we're just going to add that and mix that. Now come back over here and let's have a look at these babies and see how they're going. You can just see how the bubbles are starting to form. And remember I said before, this is not burning, even though it was smoking. Have a look. How's that looking under there? Beautiful colour. Just going to flip the rest of these. Oh, they look great. I've been impressed myself. Gungun, hey? I've been impressed myself. Gungun's behind the camera. Scott's behind that camera. Ruben's behind that camera. Nova's over there. Joe's over there. Millie's over there. And I'm here. Where am I? Okay, here we are. So I've got my tamari, my onboshi plum vinegar. Onboshi plum vinegar. It's a beautiful vinegar. There's something about it very different to the balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar, rice wine vinegar, red wine vinegar. It's very, very different. Onboshi plum is like a salted fermented plum. And when you smell it, it's really salty. It actually makes me salivate. It kind of swaps out the flavour of fish sauce. So if you're using fish sauce in things out there, this is a great swap over because it has the acidity as well as the saltiness. It's quite genius actually. We've got some lovely maple. And then I want that beautiful sesame seed oil just to bring this home. and give this a stir. And they're still cooking to my right. And this is the calmness about cooking, knowing your kitchen, knowing your pan, knowing your stove. Really important. Okay, perfect. This sauce is just going to bring these pancakes home. There's something sweet, salty, almost like so much fragrance from the ginger. It's just, oh, it's just going to marry so well with this kimchi because this kimchi has ginger in it and chili and, oh, it's just yummy and delicious. Okay, back over here, checking our pancakes out. They're looking good. They're actually looking really good. I've only turned them once, right? See how they haven't burned? See that? Like that stove was smoking, right? Yeah. And look, this is the thing. Get to know your equipment. Get to know your pan. Understand that you don't need to pour oil all over everything. Just allow it to be. And let these cook for a little bit longer. And we shall wait. Turning off my stove. And these are ready. I just want some chili to cut up with this. And I also have some purple cabbage that I finally sliced. And I put in some water and put in the fridge. Why did I do that, you're asking? Because I want it to be really crisp and fresh. And it is really crisp and fresh when you cut it really finely and put it in ice water. It holds its freshness. And I want that crunch with the pancakes. So I'm just going to leave that there. Look at it. Look how crisp and fresh that is. It's quite amazing. And I just want a little bit of chili because I want a little bit more heat. And we're ready to rock and roll. I also want some coriander leaves because I have them. And this will just bring things home. It's all the little components that I'm showing you and teaching you that just make things come together in its glory. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's that good. And those little bits and pieces that I learned all these years training as a chef and working in health retreats and working my own health retreats and teaching and facilitating and training chefs. It's just those bits that really, master it. That rain is coming down. It's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. Okay, 3 hot, yummy, delicious gluten-free pancakes. Kimchi gluten-free pancakes, I must say. And I definitely want some cabbage on top. And here we go. Here comes the chefy in me. I can't help it. But this is the thing. Cabbage is the most underrated vegetable on the planet. We don't walk in a shopping centre with our shopping trolleys going, oh, I'm going to take a big cabbage today. We just don't do that. It's such a great vegetable. It lasts so well in the fridge. It's just quite amazing. And the more of it, the better, I say. Just mix that through. And you want a few chili. Oh, the chili for me is just a must. This is very mild chili as well. And then we want a little bowl of this deliciousness here on the side. Yum. This is it. This is the gig. Oh, listen to that thunder. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. And you want to get a little bit of that chili and a little bit of that coriander in there. And kind of that sauce. Oh man. Oh, the flavour. It just, seriously, smacks you in the face with flavour. Like, seriously smacks you in the face with flavour. That sauce just brings it home. Mmm. Yum. This one's for you, Yvette. Thanks for the recommendation. Can't wait for you to try it. Oh my God. gosh, I can't stop eating it. And I just had lunch. It's not stopping. I'll see you guys in the next episode. The most extraordinary thing you can do for yourself and your family is to fall in love with the idea that you truly matter. In other words, I truly matter. I absolutely matter more than anyone else on the planet, more than my son, more than my husband, more than my family. And what that does for me, it gives me an opportunity to actually step forward and be the first one to lead the way. And you cooking this way is doing that. And I love that you're in this class.